Hello, everyone. Welcome. I really don't know how to start this video off, but right now I am editing this video, and I just kind of wanted to give a little bit of a background to it. This video I filmed a couple months ago, like I think October, so it was actually quite a bit ago. And a couple months after I filmed this video, I posted something on Facebook. I would say coming out, but not really coming out, more so addressing that I had the anorexia eating disorder. I'm not going to read it, but I will insert a picture of the post, so if you guys want to pause it to read it, you may do so. That way you have kind of a background of what's going on here, and there's pictures in it. I will insert the pictures too. I don't know if I'm going to do it right now or later on in the video, but I wanted to make this video to not necessarily to just talk about me having the eating disorder, but to help other people understand what it's like more so. And I'm trying to cover more than just anorexia, but I didn't have all eating disorders, so I can't really speak on those as much as anorexia because that's what I had. But I know that there's a lot of people that don't exactly understand these types of disorders. They don't understand how your brain works, and they don't understand why you can't just stop having them, or how you can just recover and it's completely gone. So this is for those people, and it's also for people that are going through it, and they just need to know that they're not alone in it, because it is a very tough thing. No matter how severe the case is, it is a severe issue. Don't let anyone tell you that, like, oh, your case isn't that bad, people have it worse, because either way, it can excel to that extent. And it's an issue all around. So people just need to be more aware of it. So this video is more so spreading awareness of it. I will be chiming in throughout the video, because when I filmed this, I didn't really write down what I wanted to talk about, because when I woke up that morning, I was having a really hard time with it, and this is how I get things out, so I just turned on the camera and started filming. So I probably will be checking in quite a bit while I'm editing and just filling in some empty pieces. Alright, hope you guys enjoy. Hey everyone, so before I start this off, I just want to apologize if there's any noise or anything like that, or if the lighting is all funky. It's really windy, and it's like the weather's just weird out here right now. And I wasn't going to film this at all. I wasn't going to film at all today, actually. I'm supposed to be cleaning all day, but I actually stopped in the middle of it to film this, just because this certain topic has been taking a toll on me just a little bit. I don't really want to bring any negativity to my channel, and I know I have other people that I can go to about these things, but I think this is a topic where I can give information to those people who don't have a lot on this kind of topic, and maybe open their eyes a little bit to how people with this disorder think and feel, because people that haven't had the fantastic luxury of going through this, they don't necessarily think about it, and they don't necessarily think that it's a huge deal. And I know a lot of people think that once people are recovered, then that's it. There's no more issues. But that is entirely not the case. And like I said, it's been taking a toll on me lately. I've been having a really hard time with it. So as this being a platform that I use to kind of express myself and rant and get things out there, I wanted to make this video. I don't know how long it's going to be. I'm going to try to make it as short as possible, but there is a lot of information I do want to get out. So to start off, I need to start from the beginning. And another thing is that I know I didn't get excessively small. Like, I know there are worse cases than what mine was, but you have to think that the way everybody's body is built is different. But I was also lucky enough to have caught it before it got worse than it was. Hello, I'm back. So this whole section, I'm going to probably cut out most of it since I am adding the post into here. Some of the things that I mentioned in this video that I previously filmed, I might leave in if it's other details that I didn't put in the post. But I'm going to try to cut that out just so the video is on the shorter end. And I don't really need to be repeating if I've already given you guys the background story. And whatever little tiny details come in after that. My way with anorexia was I would eat something extremely, extremely tiny, and that would be it for the day. Like, I would eat that to tide me over, but I would wait until I was starving, and that would be it. And that's what I did. I will try to find the pictures that I have from then and insert them, but it got to the point my freshman year where I got a bobblehead, which, if you don't know what that means that your body is so small that your head doesn't match it, and your head's bigger than your body, so it looks like you're a bobblehead. Like, literally, like the little figurines, that's what it looks like. And I didn't realize it at the time. I thought I looked great. And in the picture, my body doesn't look crazy tiny, but like I said, it varies for everyone. That's when I started dropping the weight again significantly. And I remember this because I would go to my grandparents' house for like family dinners, and they would be like, "You're getting small." Like, yeah. And they would ask if I'm eating. And the thing about this disorder is that you lie and you manipulate to make people think that you're okay and to convince yourself that you're okay. So that's just naturally what I did. Yeah, I'm fine, I'm eating, I'm great. Through all out of high school, I was about the same size, the same weight. It was too small for me. It was too small for my body type. My rib cage was popping out. My hip bones were poking out immensely. Like, it was bad, and I was proud of it, which I'm not proud of now, obviously, but I was happy about it. The thing with anorexia, and I think eating disorders in general, is once you get it, the way your brain is programmed is terrible. All those years that I was suffering with it, even when I wasn't starving myself, there's always the thoughts about it. Even now, I am always thinking about my next meal, what it's going to be, if I can eat it or not. Or if I have a meal that is not healthy for me, I will tell myself that if I eat this, I can't eat the rest of the day. I still do that to this day, and that's something I will have to live with the rest of my life because of it. And that's something that people don't really understand, is that it stays with you. You don't control your thoughts on it, they just happen. every morning, literally every morning when I have my coffee, I convince myself that it fills me up so that I don't have to eat until 4 or 5. And I do that to this day. It's hard. It's really hard. Hello, just chiming in again to add a little bit of a better understanding, since I'm trying to cover as much of the rest of the eating disorders as I can. I was talking to my mom about this the other day, and I have a good way of kind of explaining why you can't just get rid of other disorders like binge eating. Binge eating disorder is when you just eat and eat and eat. It's kind of programmed the same way, just completely opposite, to where my brain tells me not to eat, theirs tells them to eat and keep eating. And a lot of people can say, well, just don't eat as much, just stop yourself from eating. And it doesn't work like that. Because just like anorexia, your brain is programmed that way to just eat everything and eat as much as you can, and plus that. So my mom gave a great way to kind of explain why you can't just stop with binge eating or bulimia or binge and purge and things like that. Say, take an alcoholic and a smoker, for example. If they want to quit, they could quit cold turkey. They could eliminate all of the alcohol, cigarettes from their life. They can take those people out of their life that influence that on them. But with an eating disorder where you just constantly eat, you can't take food out of your life. You can't eliminate that. So it makes it that much harder because you need food to survive. So you can't just take it out of your life. I just thought it was a really good example that my mom gave, so I wanted to add that in here because, like I said, it is kind of hard for me to give examples of other eating disorders when there's a complete opposite of what I have, but not at the same time. But those eating disorders work pretty much the same way as anorexia with how your brain is wired. Like, you just think like that. You don't have a choice. You are literally in a constant battle against your own mind. I don't know of a better way to explain it. The point where it started to change was right after high school, when Logan and I moved out of our parents' house. We moved in together. All of a sudden, I started gaining weight significantly, extremely fast. I had the deep, bright purple stretch marks, and I couldn't figure out why. And that was a very, very hard time for me. And after a little bit of it just happening, I told myself that it was because I was comfortable around Logan, and so I didn't care as much about my body. But I know that wasn't the case. And even now, like, thinking back at it, I know it's not the case. Because when this was happening, Logan and I were barely eating because of the living situation we were in. I've talked about it in a previous video. We were barely eating. And this was at the time where I was working at Hobby Lobby. And I wouldn't have any lunch to bring to work because of the situation that we were in financially and where we were at. And I'd have coworkers on break with me asking me why I'm not eating, where is my food and all of that, and they would give me a part of their food. But something that they didn't know was that that would be my food for the rest of the day, by choice and not by choice. So when I was thinking about it, I was still suffering from it and not eating. And if you go and look through my Instagram, oldest to newest, you can see the significant weight change all of a sudden, which I don't know what it's from. and which is why it's such a concern to me now, was because when it started, I was still not eating. So I shouldn't have gained the massive weight that I did. Real quick, I didn't mention it when I filmed this video, but soon after that whole living situation, I was finally able to self-teach myself again how to kind of counteract what I was thinking, so that caused me to gain even more weight on top of the mysterious weight gain that I was already getting. And that's why I'm in recovery now, or I've been in recovery. After that, we were in a better living situation, so there was actually food. Like, now it's actually an option to eat, rather than before it really wasn't most of the time. So that is when I actually entered recovery mode, if that's what you want to call it. I don't know what the technical term is for it, but that's just what I call it, since I did, in a way, recover or get better from it. And about a year ago, I did this Fit Body boot camp with my mother-in-law, and it was a month. Yeah, we did it for a month, and we were exercising, eating right, everything. And I couldn't lose weight, which is weird for me because it has always been so easy for me to lose weight, because I trained my body to lose weight. Like, it's kind of like the same thing when you work out. Like, when you work out and you eat healthy all the time, and then you are like out of town and you splurge on junk food during the weekend, and you come back and start working out and eating healthy again, you can train your body to bounce back to the healthy weight. That's what I did to my weight when I wasn't eating. So if I had a really terrible meal, I would bounce right back to my tiny, not eating original weight. So that was really concerning to me because of the fact that my body could bounce back so fast, and that I could lose weight so fast. And this whole time from now, since then, since I've gained more and more weight, I have tried so many things to lose the weight. I've exercised, I've eaten healthy, I'm about to try the keto diet to see if that works. Nothing works. The only thing about it is whenever I do that, I lose 5 pounds, and I continue to do it, and I gain it all back, and it just sits there. But it's not muscle that I gain back. It is more fat, because I get bigger, I'm more jiggly, I get more stretch marks. I just cannot lose weight anymore. It just doesn't happen. And when I was in Fit Body, I actually bought a scale to keep track of my weight during Fit Body. And I was so obsessed with that number on the scale, to the point where I actually ended up having to throw it away, because it was very unhealthy for me to be watching that, especially the mentality that I'm in, because I'm still giving myself excuses not to eat, or I'm thinking about my next meal and things like that. After that whole thing with the scale and everything, I made myself a rule to where I will never own a scale, because I get obsessed with that number. I was like that when I was really bad with the eating disorder. I was constantly on this scale, checking how much I lost and celebrating whenever I lost anything, and me having a scale is extremely dangerous, so I made that a rule, is I will never own a scale. And even when I have kids, I will never own a scale, because I don't want any of my kids to get that mentality either. So now, with me not being able to lose weight, it's taking a huge toll on me, and it's making it harder for me not to relapse with things. And so now I have to go to the doctor and figure out why I'm gaining weight, no matter what I do. Because on top of that, my hair's falling out and everything like that, so I need to get my thyroid checked. because that runs in the family, and see if that's the case. But just with all of that, it's just so hard on me right now. I really don't want to go back to not eating and all of that, so I'm trying so hard. I don't want to be that unhealthy, because not only did I not look that great, but I did not feel great either. Some of the things that come with anorexia is dizziness, dehydration, fainting, you're cold constantly, you have no energy, and that's how it was. That's how I was. I remember being really dehydrated, and I blacked out in the middle of class, and my mom had to come pick me up and take me to the hospital. So that's not fun. Like, you just feel weak and brittle, and it just sucks. Sucked then, sucks now, because now I'm having all of these new issues that I need to figure out. But I kind of wanted to make this video to talk about how difficult it is, because I know people actually don't understand it. If they're not in that position, they're not going to understand what it's actually like. Yeah, I do still suffer with it. I do still keep track of what I eat, what I won't eat, when I'm going to eat next, when I'm not going to eat. And it's not healthy, but that's something I'm going to have to do the rest of my life. And hopefully I will get this weight thing figured out so that it won't be as bad. But no matter what I do, I can't lose the weight that I gained. And so it's been really hard. So as my outlet platform type thing, I wanted to make a video about it to help myself kind of get it out, help anyone else that is in the same situation or knows someone that's in the same situation, and they're not alone in just recovery in general, because it is a lifelong battle and people don't understand that. And I think that's the most frustrating part. You yourself are having problems with it, but you can't go to anyone else because they don't understand. It just, like I said, it just sucks that there's nothing to be done except for deal with it and hopefully catch it, or catch yourself thinking like how I've been because of me drinking my coffee. And I'm telling myself not to eat. That's what having an eating disorder is like. I don't know if I should say I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you found it interesting, or if it helped, or if it gave you some knowledge that you didn't have before, like the video. Please subscribe. Hit the bell if you ever want to be notified when I do post a video. If you want to tell your story, if you want to tell your struggles or what you do to help yourself with any of these things, anything at all, please comment in the comments below or contact me on any of my social media. I am more than happy to talk to anyone about it. So yeah. Alright. Thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next one.